I am watching every season of RuPaul's Drag Race, including international seasons, in chronological order for my Drag Race podcast, and we have finished Drag Race France Season 1. This is actually my first time perceiving this season, and it was quite a journey. It certainly was a journey. So we're going to be today discussing my top 10 favorite looks from this season. Remember that fashion is subjective, and we're all going to respond to things differently. These are just my opinions. So be respectful in the comments, because I am tired of some of y'all being crazy. Just because your favorite look did not make my top 10 does not mean I thought it was bad. It just wasn't in my top 10. Typically, I gravitate towards things that have a lot of memorability, that are eye-catching, that are at an intersection between camp and glamour. So without further stalling, let's jump on in to France 1. In the number 10 slot, we have La Briochée for the Jean-Paul Gaultier inspiration look. I enjoy the hell out of the color saturation of this. Pastels look so pretty on her, and I love the way that the textiles have been manipulated to create these sort of windows through that black piping, almost like a mosaic. I love the way that the corset fits her with the peplums, and then the bust line is all really interesting looking for the concept of a butterfly. She looks beautiful. The mug is mugging. I love this hair. I think all of it is very clean, and it is one of the most memorable to me of that entire runway, just because of the colors that are here. This is a very difficult color set to forget. Plus, there's a sort of twist on the trans flag, and La Briochée is a trans woman, and so I think that was all great branding for that very first episode. In the number 9 slot, we have La Grande for the French cliché runway. This was during the ball. I really just love the mass of this. Anytime a drag queen is able to pull off volume in a way that is so visually interesting like this, that is special to me. I think because La Grande Dame is so big, she can pull off these silhouettes. She's so tall that she really can just put just about anything on and it looks good. Her boot breaks during the runway and she just rolls with it. Doesn't imply that there's anything going on. She just rolls with the punches. And that is the sign of a professional. And I love white on a drag queen. With drag, because your clothes get dirty constantly from sliding around on the floor or makeup smearing or some queen hugging you and then getting her makeup on your clothes. To wear white is very bold. That boldness is impactful to me. In the number 8 spot, we have Paloma's French cliché look as well. This entire segment of the ball kind of worked me out. We see a lot of girls come in and do paint looks. We see a lot of girls come in and do rainbow looks. Rainbow is lovely. I love the rainbow. I love rainbows, but it can look a little gaudy. And Paloma took a few colors from the rainbow wheel and applied them to this garment, this French painter cliché. Took red, green, yellow, blue, and there's a pop of orange on the shoe. It's very clean. If you had added pink and purple and magenta to this just to make sure that the rainbow was complete, or even orange like as a belt or something, it would start to look messy. Paloma found a way to take the painter palette and translate that into such a sleek look. And it's memorable to me. In the number 7 spot, we have Kam Hugh's Summer with a Floral Twist. This is just breathtaking, man. The parasol and this hair with all the flowers in it and this gorgeous corset with this blueberry color of these flowers on it. You see the elements of summer with the parasol. For me, that is very, I'm walking through the garden. It is just beautiful. This is not even a critique on her, because I really adore Kam and I think she's quite cute. Kam, to me, looks like Ahura in drag. Kam is literally Kalos Ahura. I also love the way that this is lined and that there's this fringe that's off the bottom of it. It's all really nice. In the number 6 spot, we have Soa de Muse's Haute Couture. Love this matrixy look. Love how clean and sleek the black is over this ruffled fabric that's underneath. The structural hair is interesting. Love the nails and these little tiny mini glasses Those mini glasses are so charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, if you know what I mean. Styling really makes or breaks an outfit, and Soa knows how to style her clothes. Every time she hit the runway, even if something was a little basic looking, she knew how to punch it up with the right accessories. And I respond to Soa's drag positively because she's just got this eye for things that not a lot of queens have. A lot of queens know how to put on a garment and sell it, but they don't always know how to style it to make it look more expensive than maybe what it actually is. Not saying this looks cheap in any way, but you would never know how much most of Soa's clothes cost her to put together because it looks expensive the way that she pairs everything up. This is a smart look and I enjoyed it. It was a very couture to me. Into the number 5 spot, we have Paloma's Dragnifique finale look. This is like yassified Myrtle Snow meets Winifred Sanderson. I love that not only was this just this massive spectacle of red, but that there's a reveal underneath to this kind of simple corset underneath that becomes a performance number. I think this kind of weird, poofy, asymmetrical hair is so emblematic of Paloma. Now that I've seen her, I don't think I could ever look at this kind of style and think of another drag queen ever again. And what's so funny about this particular hair to me is I would look at that and think, from my experience doing drag, that this is a wig that went wrong. Like, just too many years of teasing ruined it. But she managed to keep some of that kind of intentional, unintentional tease messiness, and then styled the front of the wig so that it kind of looks like one of those fashion runways where the idea is to look a little discordant. I don't know how Paloma does it. Maybe she just has the right face for these kind of wigs, but to do that hair where it's clean in the front and then just a mess in the back, that is near impossible for most people to pull off without looking like an actual disaster, and Paloma looks like a fashion model. The hair is honestly the most interesting part of this because it shouldn't go with this gown, but it works. Paloma's got this really great way of wearing clothes that does not look accidental, like, you poor thing, you just rummaged through your closet and grabbed whatever you had. This looks all very intentional, and I enjoy the cherry red of this dress. It matches her entrance look. It's a nice bow end to her entire package on Drag Race. In the number 4 spot, we have Lolita Banana's Summer with a Floral Theme. I love so much this idea that Lolita went to Drag Race France and said, I'm going to share my culture on this stage because I love this place, I love this country, and I love my country. And I'm going to bring that here. I'm going to show them what I have. And it was not quite celebrated in the way that I would have liked to have seen on this stage. They loved this look and they loved the reveal of it. But I truly think that Lolita was being so brave and authentic to bring her to Drag Race. And I think that is to be commended. This look is really special. I love the corset and this floral print on it. This is a very summer quinceañera to me. This is very Frida Kahlo. I love everything about the construction of this dress and how it's been put together. And then all the flowers are just so pretty. This makes me proud to be Latino. This is something that I love to see, is contestants bringing who they are and their culture and their identity. And we don't often get queens, specifically of Mexican descent, that are given a platform. And that is something that I think is just a common entertainment problem. Mexican people are not often celebrated in a way that is with love and light. It's often, go be a silly little spectacle, go be a mess. And to have Lolita on the show really meant something to me watching it. Her run is impactful to me. And I wish that we would see more of this kind of drag in the US. In the number 3 spot, we have Elips's Morning After the Night Out. I love so much the camp of the presentation of this, that Elips came out like, oh no, the disco balls killed me. Do I just keep going? I guess I just keep discoing. What happened? There's blood on me. What's going on? Elips got some heat in the next episode about how she was always covered up and wasn't really giving a lot of variety in her looks. After this look came out on the runway where it was so different and unique, maybe it's big and triangular here as most of her drag this season was, but goddamn, this was a good look. And I love when queens play with blood on the runway. We don't see it terribly often, that fake blood in any way is used or applied to a garment or to makeup. I think it's just this weird no-no that a lot of the queens kind of recoil from, or maybe the queens that they cast are not really interested in fake blood. But I love that Elips kind of went in this quasi-horror realm, because when we think blood, there is something a little horrific about that. And I love so much that she played with that. And all the other girls kind of did, oh, I went out and partied too hard. But this legitimately is, you partied way too hard and didn't notice that the roof came in on you. This is so cool. It's kind of Kylie Minogue in a weird way. I love the hair choice. I love that there's shards of the disco ball running down the top. I'm not crazy about the fact you can see the corset, but that's a really small, minuscule detail because she looks snatched. In the number 2 spot, we have Paloma's haute couture look as well. Paloma dominated this season with looks, and this was a fashion sketch come to life. I enjoyed the production level of someone stringing up that canvas so that it could roll down. You could see the art on the canvas, and then Paloma appears behind it. From my understanding, that piece was never actually created. So this was Paloma interpreting that sketch as what it would look like in real life. The fabric choice was incredible. I really love how metallic looking it is. Like, it looks like liquid aluminum or liquid metal. The application of the fur to create this stole with the headpiece, it's all really nice. And then you can see the color of that fur in the eye makeup. God, I don't even have words for how much I love this. And then the pop of red on the lips and the nails. Just a brilliant styling choice. Paloma's mind is a beautiful place. And I love that we got to see her art on this season. And it is kind of a travesty that I didn't know about Paloma until recently, but I'm a really big fan now. And finally, in the number 1 slot, edging us there, we have Paloma's My France look. So first off, olive. Horrible color. We're gonna get that out of the way early. I have seen very precious few people be able to pull off olive green. The undertone of yellow is so kind of rambunctious in the way that it just tears through color. That top note of green is kind of putrid. And olive is rough. Not a lot of people can wear that color. And yet, when Paloma is wearing this with that peach that's on the sleeve and then this very intense tangerine color on the bodysuit underneath with the white, it somehow draws out some of these rancid colors that are throughout olive that build that base color, and it looks like $1 billion. I love the structure of the arms and the way that you can see through it so that it is not just a mess of sleeve, because I think if it was just a full sleeve, that would be a little overwhelming to the eye and a little overstimulating. The piping she chose of this sort of foresty green that's coming down the sides right down in the middle is beautiful. There's even some like orange that's tied up in there as well. I love this shoe, this sparkly ass shoe. And then this huge cheese platter headpiece is so smart with the look, because the idea is that her France is cheese and wine. God, it's tasty. She looks so good. And then this big mess of orange hair that's underneath it is so camp and high fashion and glam and couture. This big ass cheese wedge that she's holding on to is so camp. Paloma is kind of that perfect blend that I love of a glam camp that meet each other right in the middle. I'm obsessed with her package this season and what she brought to Drag Race. And if we ever got an all winners season, I hope that they would bring in Paloma purely so that we could see whatever runways she would come up with at the highest caliber of drag possible. Because this is it. Mary, this is the moment. I spent a lot of time talking about how ugly Olive is to solidify that Paloma was able to pull this off in a way that people cannot pull off. It is impressive when someone can take a color that objectively looks bad on most people and can make it look high fashion, couture, and expensive. And that's what she looks like. And that's what she looked like through most of the season. And with that, that has been my top 10 favorite looks from Drag Race France Season 1. Let me know what some of your favorite looks were in the comments below. And if you would like to check out my Drag Race podcast where we just talked about Drag Race France, you can check that out under That Sounds Gay wherever you find your podcasts, or there is also something here on YouTube you can listen to. I also have a spicy take rejudging video that we'll be posting in a few days. If you are an Extravaganza Extra member, you can see that actually now. If you would like to join that membership program, you can check that out right by the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all on the flip.